So tonight we're going to talk about Valura LUX, exclusive patented technology for male sexual enhancement. The nitric oxide synthase pathway is profound. It was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1998. It affects almost everything that happens inside the body. Using this pathway, we developed the Valura initially, and using the menthol as a vehicle to penetrate skin to move the L-arginine, the substrate for the nitric oxide synthase system, into the underlying tissues. I'll explain some more of that in the future. But this is slide 4, which is very important. US, EU, and worldwide patents pending. Now, of the patents that we have that were issued back in 2000 and 2001, those patents will have a life for another 6 to 7 years. But beyond that, we've written the parabens-free patents that will extend our patent protection another 20 years. All of this is a platform technology with multiple scientific benefits, but on this slide, I want to show US, EU, and worldwide patents pending. That's what's important for the confidence for the distributors, to know that this business is not going to go away. On slide 5, L-arginine and nitric oxide. L-arginine is the only substrate that can be converted into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a gas, easily communicated from cell to cell, but it stimulates the production of cyclic GMP, which is a very potent, prolonged vasodilator. Now, vasodilator means dilating a blood vessel, making it larger in diameter. If you look at this picture on slide 5, the smaller blood vessel has a small diameter and can't carry very much blood. If you look at the dilated blood vessel, dilated because of the nitric oxide synthase and the GMP, the cyclic GMP, you will see the much larger bore of the vessel. And if you calculate it, that brings in 4 times as much oxygen, blood flow, nutrition. So that's the importance of the nitric oxide synthase system. Okay, I'm moving on to slide 6. And this is a little confusing, and we're going to be getting into a little bit of medicine now. But it's not too confusing. There are 3 isoforms of the nitric oxide synthase. E, which is endothelial, and those are the blood vessels, those are the cells that line every blood vessel, endothelial. N, NOS, is neuronal, and that stimulates the nerves. And the I, NOS, is inducible. The inducible is when you present a load of L-arginine, it will automatically convert it into nitric oxide. So if you look at this, you see the blood vessels. Once again, if you increase the size of the blood vessel, you can increase the blood flow, oxygen, and nutrients 4 times. And I'm on slide 8 right now. What are hormones? That's kind of an interesting question. Hormones is a potent stimulating molecule produced by glandular tissue, circulated in the blood, and only recognized and affecting only a target tissue. Sonia sent me an email before this presentation. She typed in my email address, pressed the send button, and it came right to me. It didn't go to anybody else. It only came right to me. That's how a hormone works with a target tissue. Now, testosterone is a predominant male hormone, and testosterone is made in the male's testes. There are multiple target tissues, but the important thing to understand is testosterone declines from around age 30 or 35 throughout a man's life. Now, if you look down at the graph at the bottom, you will see all the different target organs. And it says, the title says, testosterone, target organs. Muscles are a big one. Male sexual organs are another big one. I'm going to move to slide 9 to show you a graphic representation of how the testosterone level declines with age. So, once again, 20-year-old men have no problems with testosterone. 30-year-old men start to have problems with testosterone. 50-year-old men definitely have problems with not enough testosterone. And testosterone in the United States is a prescription medication and sells about $1 billion per year as a testosterone replacement for men. I'm moving on to slide 10. We're getting even a little more complicated. What is the biggest organ of the body? It's the skin. The skin protects us from the environment and all the toxic elements in the environment. The Valura LUX technology is between 5 and 7 times stronger than the Valura LUX. Now, the Valura LUX is used on non-keratinized stratified squamous skin. If you look at if you look at the left-hand side, that skin has no keratin on top of it. And that is like inside your lips or inside your mouth. On the right-hand side, this is a more protective skin type that has keratin. What is keratin? Keratin is the waterproof layer. Okay? You look at the soles of your feet or the palms of your skin, of your hands, that's where the keratin is the thickest. Now, since the penis has keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, it takes a high concentration of menthol to penetrate and move the L-arginine into the tissues. But I'm sure that it does. We have that clinical proof. So once again, the non-keratinized stratified squamous is in the mouth, the vagina, the vulva, and the rectum. Okay? That is very absorptive for the Allura and Valura LUX. The rest of the body, it takes a much higher concentration of menthol and L-arginine to have penetration of the tissue. Now, moving to slide 11, this essentially says the same thing. Low concentration of menthol in the Allura and Valura LUX, high concentration of menthol in the Valura and Valura LUX. Going to the next slide, which is slide 12, if you ask me how your refrigerator kept foods cold, I could explain to you. Okay, but do you really need to know? You just need to know that it works. And it keeps things cold. This is essentially me explaining to you how the Valura LUX technology works. The L-arginine, once it gets below the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, and it's into the dermis, which is just the layer underneath, induces a nitric oxide synthase system, which produces a nitric oxide. The nitric oxide stimulates vasoendothelial growth factor from the stem cells, and this causes angiogenesis. Angiogenesis means new blood vessel growth. With new blood vessel growth, you get new tissue growth. So with the angiogenesis, this is tissue engineering, okay? And that's the important part of it. You know, that's like keeping your refrigerator cold. That's the angiogenesis part of it. So once again, this is very technical, very scientific, all based upon tissue engineering and new blood vessel growth. We're going to move to the next slide now. And on slide 13, that's my medical illustrator's rendering of before angiogenesis and after angiogenesis. And you can see this is almost like a tree. This is like a tree growing, like the branches of a tree growing. But every one of those branches has blood vessels. They're blood vessels and they have blood inside. Angiogenesis is new blood vessel formation. This increases tissue oxygen, increases tissue nutrients, increases tissue blood flow, and this stimulates the new tissue growth from the stem cells that are resting in all tissue. This is how it works. Once again, this is how the Valura LUX works relative to how your refrigerator keeps things cold. So now we're going to move to the next slide. Remember, this is one of the important slides. This is 14. This says that Valura LUX will compensate for a normal testosterone decline with age. Once again, there's the graph of the testosterone decline with age. And Valura LUX is for increased virility for the male, increased sexual pleasure, you know, for both the man and the woman, increased sexual intimacy for the man and the woman. This is probably the most important slide, and this is a 2-month study of the use of Valura LUX in 19 men. 2 of the 19 men had a 17 to 20% increase after daily use for 2 months. 4 of 19 men had a 20 to 25% increase. 3 of 19 men had a 26 to 30% increase. 3 of 19 men had a 31 to 35% increase. 5 of 19 men had a 36 to 40% increase, and 2 of the 19 men had a 40% increase. Now, this is the way things typically look in medicine. Not everything affects everybody the exact same way. We can say there's a 30% average increase, but once again, it's much different because different people are very different and respond to products very differently. Okay. I'm on slide 16 now. In additional use of the Valura LUX is for spermatogenesis optimization. Now, in this situation, the Valura LUX is placed on the testicles to cool the testicles, decrease the heat, and increase sperm production and maturation. So, once again, for the sexual enhanced intimacy and virility, the Valura LUX is placed on the penis. For spermatogenesis optimization, it is placed on the testicles. 50% of all infertility is due to male subfertility, where the sperm are not mature enough, where they're not mobile enough, where there are not enough of them. This directly affects the birth rate. Not only the birth rate in Scandinavia, but also in the British Isles, in the EU, in the CIS, and in Russia. You know, the birth rate is less than 2, less than replacement. Okay? You can look up the birth rate. But this is the Valura LUX for the male can be used for optimizing the sperm count and maturity and the ability of the sperm to create fertilization. So the key benefits for the Valura LUX, number 1, male sexual enhancement. Stimulates blood flow and oxygen to the surface of the skin. Increases, clinically proven to increase the size of the male penis. It also increases the sensitivity. The second key benefit is a fertility enhancement, spermatogenesis optimization. The third benefit is creates the ultimate sensory arousal and pleasure for the man, much like it does for the woman. So, NHT Global's guarantee, and this is from Claire, top quality and safety, and it's all made in GMP in Indiana, manufactured at Applied Laboratories, patented technology, exclusive formulation. Now, the very last one, paraben-free. Paraben is a preservative that's in all cosmetics. It prevents growth of bacteria in the cosmetic. It's especially important to get rid of the paraben in products that are placed on the genitals for men and women. That is the patent that is pending that will extend our exclusivity for an additional 20 years. Now, I'm on slide 19, directions for use. Apply half a milliliter of Valura LUX to the penis twice daily, morning and night. It will take 90 days to acquire maximum benefits. You need to continue using the Valura LUX to maintain the benefits. You know, and I tell people this is like a big tractor trailer truck, you know, filled with 80,000 pounds in it. It takes a lot of time to get it up to 70 miles an hour. If you take your foot off the gas, it will slowly come to a halt. This is why you need to use the Valura LUX to help with pregnancy. Conception is very important. It would be best to optimize the sperm for the man, best to optimize the natural conception lubrication for the woman, and that will increase the chances for conception and for pregnancy. So both Valura LUX and Valura LUX will work for intimacy, interpersonal relationships, and for conception. And then, of course, slide 21 is the last slide. I have several questions. I have a question that says, I have a few friends who are gay. They are very healthy, and I was thinking of showing them this. Of course, I don't care if they're male gay or female gay. The female gay, my female gay patients, you know, really appreciated the Allura when I developed it. Female gay patients, as they get older, they have something called dead bed, which means they lose responsiveness because their hormones are decreasing as they get into their 40s and 50s. You know, would the Valura LUX work for gay men? Of course. It'll work for any man, okay? It doesn't matter, you know, it doesn't matter. People are people. This will work the same on all people. I have a second question on 6 to 7 times stronger. Yes, it is stronger. So it cannot be used by the female genital area. I'll tell you what. It will burn females. It will burn women. I would not advise using it, the Valura LUX, for women. I would probably not advise using it on cold sores or hemorrhoids or any place that you have leg ulcers. It's just too strong. And as I explained with the stratified squamous epithelium, you know, that's a protective barrier. If you have a hemorrhoid or a sinus or a cold sore, you know, there is no protection there. So you can't use the stronger Valura LUX. You have to use the Allura LUX. Okay, and then I have another question. Question 1. What is the best way to use Valura LUX and how long? Well, twice a day, at least for 3 months, and then continuing. Question 2. If a guy has no problems with an erection or staying hard, but it takes a long time to have an orgasm, I don't think the woman would complain about that. You know, can Valura LUX help him? Tell him to use that and give me an answer, because I just don't know. Can you explain again why a man has to wait a few minutes after applying the gel before he has intercourse? Once again, you have to let the gel be absorbed and dry in the man, because I don't want I'm afraid that the gel, the Valura LUX, I'm afraid that it would burn the woman. Question number 4. Can we use Valura LUX for the same benefits? No, I've already answered that. It's too strong. We made it strong. We had to make it strong to penetrate the stratified squamous epithelium, keratinized. So it's like, it is 6 to 7 times stronger, and it's like, I would be very concerned about hurting somebody with it. Okay, I'm looking at another email from Paula. I don't know if that would burn men or not in that use, okay? And the reason I don't know is because that's kind of a different type of skin that's a combination between keratinized and non-keratinized. So that's why I'm saying I don't know.
Another question's just been texted me here. Can you use it if you're on medication?
What kind of medication?
They didn't say. They just said, can you use it if you're on medication?
Yes.
Heart medication. They're just texting
yes.
in heart. Yes.
Yes, you can use it on any medication. It's absorbed only into the penile tissues. It's not really systemically absorbed. Once again, I want to go over the 4 slides that I consider of great importance. Slide number 15. Because the Valura LUX is clinically proven to increase the size of the male penis. Slide number 14. Valura LUX is meant to compensate for a naturally decreasing testosterone level in men as men get older. I thank you all for your attention.